The year is 1350. You are a medieval peasant woman. You work in the fields, cook, clean, and raise children. From sunrise to sunset, your body never rests. Childbirth was one of the most dangerous things you would ever experience. This was the brutal reality of being a medieval peasant woman. Even while pregnant, you continued working in the fields almost until birth. You woke up first, prepared food, and took care of the children, grinding grain, baking bread, and washing clothes. This was your routine before going to the fields. Women worked the same long hours as men, while also managing the entire household and childcare. Washing clothes in ice-cold river water was one of the hardest household chores, especially during the freezing winter months. After spending the whole day working in the Lord's fields, you still had to take care of your own small garden to try and feed your family. Nothing was ever thrown away. You repaired clothes, tools, and everything else late into the night by candlelight. You and your husband worked together from early morning until late evening, sharing the burden as much as possible. And even after all that, preparing meals for the family was another long and tiring task before you could finally rest. Gathering firewood was another exhausting daily task that could easily take several hours. You had to pass on all your knowledge and skills to your daughters from a very young age, so they could one day survive the same difficult life you were living. Milking animals, feeding livestock, and taking care of the small farm was also part of your never-ending responsibilities. The only real time you could talk with other women from the village was while working together at the river, washing clothes, or during harvest in the fields. Day after day, month after month, year after year, this was your reality. Spinning wool, weaving fabric, and making clothes by hand was another very important skill that every peasant woman had to master perfectly. Carrying heavy buckets of water from the river or the well was a never-ending chore that could easily take several hours out of your already long day, even after you and your husband spent the entire day working hard in the Lord's fields. Most of the household duties like cooking, cleaning, and caring for the children still fell on your shoulders. The only real moments of social life and small joy you had were those rare times when you could talk and laugh with other women while working together at the river or during harvest. At the end of another exhausting day, your children were often the only reason you found the strength to wake up and continue this hard life the next morning. Whatever little time you had left, you spent working in your own small garden, trying to grow extra food for the family. Baking bread was one of the most important tasks, and it took a lot of time and effort every week. You didn't work alone. You shared the burden with other women from the village every single day. These rare moments of rest were very short, but they helped you survive another day. Despite all the hard work, you continued, because this was the only life you knew. Every few months, the Lord's men came to collect taxes, and you had to give them eggs, chickens, grain, or vegetables, even when your own family barely had enough to survive the winter. Arguments about food, money, and daily survival were very common between husbands and wives, because the pressure was enormous. You almost never had money for anything beyond the most basic needs. In those rare, quiet moments, late at night or early in the morning, you sometimes allowed yourself to wonder if life could ever be different for you or your children. Despite all the difficulties, you were incredibly strong and resilient. carrying the heavy burden of the entire family on your shoulders day after day, year after year, after spending the entire day working in the Lord's fields. The long walk home through the muddy paths was often the only moment you had for yourself. Darkness came very early, and your only source of light inside the small hut was a weak, smoky oil lamp. Even when you were completely exhausted, there was always something more to do. Repairing clothes, preparing tools, or organizing things for the next day. Those rare, tender moments with your children, like brushing their hair or telling them a short story, were the most precious part of your hard life. Finally, you would lie down completely drained, knowing that tomorrow would bring almost the same endless cycle of work. Even in bad weather, you had to take care of your small garden because every vegetable mattered for your family's survival. These short breaks with other women were your only chance to share worries, stories, and small moments of comfort. Order and cleanliness were very important to you, even though you had almost nothing. You helped each other whenever you could, because tomorrow you might need help yourself. You endured more in 1 year than most people endure in a lifetime. Chickens and a small garden were often the only thing standing between your family and starvation. Many women worked in the fields while carrying their babies on their backs.
These look good.
You had to be smart with every trade and every coin because there was almost no room for mistakes.
Agreed. Here.
In the end, your husband was often your only true partner in this difficult life.
Rest now.
She was the backbone of the family, the village, and in many ways, of the entire medieval world. Even while pregnant, you continued working in the fields almost until birth.
Hold the bowl steady, dear.
Like this, Mother?
Yes,
You woke
now
up
pour it in
first,
slowly.
prepared food,
Now stir
and
it
took
gently.
care of the children.
Getting warm.
It is. You're doing wonderfully.
You carried the weight of the entire family on your shoulders every single day. Despite all the hardship, you remained strong, resilient, and full of quiet love. This was the brutal reality of being a medieval peasant woman.